here's the deal. I don't feel good. I'm currently on some meds because of an issue that I'm having. I'm just a little under the weather. Last night, I was sitting at my desk and all of a sudden, a heckin' slug fell from the top of my terrarium, probably because he slithered his way up there and he fell on top of one of my orchids. And I was sitting right here working, so I saw it and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. I guess I'll go put the guy outside. I posted that to my Instagram. I learned that the type of slug is actually called a semi-snail because of the half-formed snail shell on the back. And then I learned that semi-snails are one of the types of snails slash slugs that can carry this thing called rat lungworm, which is a type of ringworm, which, by the way, if you don't know, ringworm is a fungus. It's not an actual worm. And this is like a super not good thing. There's also like no real medicine for it. And the only way to like deal with it is to just treat it. And it's like really horrible. I have an issue with this because I can't kill things. I can't kill flies. I can't kill spiders. The only thing that I have to kill, that I will kill, are pests. Like if I have scale, or it's honestly really hard for me to even kill mealybugs because they have like a soft body. I just like can't kill things. Like it makes me sick. I had this experience with one of my coaches where one time when I was like a kid, there was like a bug and I squashed it and I was like, oh my God, a bug. And I squashed it and my teacher scolded me and he's like, why would you just kill that? And I said, well, because it was there. And he was like, well, did it hurt you? Like, did it do anything bad to you? And I said, no. And he's like, so you just reacted and killed something. And then that kind of like, I don't know, it just like put things into perspective with me and it's always stuck with me. So I've never really been able to like even kill insects or bugs, or even if it's like a bad insect, unless it's something horrible, but like, you know, scale obviously has to go, thrips have to, like they're bad bugs. They're not beneficial. They're not just living their life. They're a detriment. Like, what do I even do? I have a theory that it came in on one of my orchids. I have a couple orchids that I have purchased that have this for like slimy like moss. I don't know, it's like very like terrestrial material that they're grown in, and it's kind of like, I don't know, but that's the only thing I think that they would come in, because that's the newest thing that I would have added to my terrarium that would ever even have something like that. I don't know, I haven't put any new plants in it. And the other ones that I have aren't even in enough moss that like I would be able to see if there was eggs. So I have a theory that they came from these orchids that I purchased one time. Here's what we're gonna do. And I don't feel good, so I'm like in a bad mood already. Today, I did a lot yesterday. I was like, you know what? I don't feel good, but I'm still gonna work. And because of that, I'm exhausted. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but I have like kind of like bags a little bit, and I just like don't feel good. Like, I don't feel good. But we have to do something. Like, we can't just let them live in there. Like, my original plan, right? Because I didn't think that there was anything bad in my tank. I was just like, oh, okay, there's some snails and slugs. Separate the moss and pick out as many snails and slugs as I can see. And then I'll put them outside. And then I'll throw the moss away. That was my plan. So it's just gonna be a lot. And I don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it, but you know, sometimes things suck and you just gotta do it. Okay, I have an update. In an attempt to try to save these children's lives, because I don't want to kill anything, I decided to call the Department of Idaho Agriculture to ask them what they think I should do and what's the best way to handle this, because I've been spending literally the entire morning. I woke up at 8, it's 11. Raven, you're scaring me, dude. It's 11:30 and this is all I've been doing all day, and I'm tired and exhausted, and I was gonna do nothing but sleep and rest today to get healthy. So I called, and amazingly, there was no wait. It was just a guy who answered, and I asked him, and I'm gonna send him some photos, and he's gonna look at them and tell me if this is a bad situation but he didn't sound particularly worried. Hello, it's Ashley with the slug. That's how I've been introducing myself for the last like hour. So I talked to the agriculture people. They don't seem worried at all. So they're just like, yeah, put it in a baggie and freeze it. That's all they told me to do. They don't, I don't know what to do. I want answers. So I called a pest company. I called them and I told them the situation, and they told me to send them photos. So I did. And then now I'm waiting for a call. Update. So I figured out where the snails came from, and they did come from where I thought they came from. But the good news is that I've never advertised that place on my channel once. You guys don't need to worry about accidentally buying from them, and I don't think you would ever buy from them anyways. I don't think that they're bad snails. I think that they're fine. I mean, I need to get rid of them, but I know that they didn't come from Hawaii, which is where that pest supposedly comes from. I think that we're okay, and the person who I bought from said that they occasionally see the same snails around their place, and they've never had any issue, so I think it's safe to say that we're okay. So I don't even know if this is gonna be like a fun video or if you guys are even gonna like this. Clean out my terrarium now, which is so sad. we have to do it. Also, as always, you can get the link to my glasses in the bio. Use code Ashley for 50% off frames and 20% off lenses. None of us are perfect. I have this thing of dead plants. Taking the moss off of them. I also have these old gloves that I'm gonna be using that I don't like anymore. And I'm gonna throw them away when we're done. Just in case something is up that's suspect. Literally no one is concerned. I called 2 pest companies. They are not concerned. The Department of Agriculture wasn't concerned, and I even brought up the rat lung ringworm thing, so I think we're safe. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all of the moss out of this big bad boy. Natalie's gonna be here sometime to hang out since this is boring. I know for a fact where they came from, and I know they're not from Idaho, so they might be invasive. Aside for the one that I already put outside, which I can't do anything about because he's gone. These are all gonna go in a trash can. And then I have to put some stuff in it to make it so that the things die, and then I have to throw it away. So this is like the worst day for me. I cannot believe I have to do this, but here we are. So first things first, we have to literally inspect all of the plants just to make sure. Basically, we're looking for snails. Also, look, this orchid's putting out a new guy. That's exciting. Honestly, it just looks like we have some spider mites. So what I'm also gonna do is before I put these back, I'm gonna sanitize all my plants in this bin just to make sure that nothing makes it back in there.
You are so cute, Raven. So cute, Raven.
I have to check everything for heckin' like snail poo. And then I have to also check everything for slug eggs. Everyone say hi to Natalie. You can't see her, but she's here.
Oh, hi.
I have to go through everything now, and I have to throw all this moss away, and I have to de-air layer everything because apparently stuff like this is considered like a slug house. So they'll like worm their way in and then hide, and then lay eggs, and then there's more. One slug can lay over like 100 eggs.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like it's not cute. So it just sucks because a few of these orchids I do really like, but this is like my rarest tank. Like my Ilsamanii is in there, and I don't want them to eat it.
Yeah.
We got the boys. Okay, cool. So now what I'm gonna do, and I'll show you the plants that I took out and put next to me in a second, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shovel all of the moss out of there and put it in the trash can. It was so freaky last night. I was literally like just sitting in my heckin' chair, and then all of a sudden there was like movement in my tank, and I was like, what the heck? And this freaking slug fell from like the ceiling.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it was terrifying. Oh my god. You shocked me. This is scary, okay?
I know. How big are they?
Little. Please don't fall. I should have been He's right there. This hurts my heart so bad because like I have to kill them. So we got everything out for the most part, and now what I'm gonna do is, oh actually, so I saw a ton of poop around my Ilsamanii hive, which makes me think that perhaps whatever it is inside my Ilsamanii. Also, you can see there's poop all over my Ilsamanii. There's, it's gonna try to focus on my face. All these like little black dots that you guys are seeing, all of that is poop. I am the plant guardian, guardian of the plants. Mother Earth quivers before her. I just don't want to do any of this. I want to go back to bed. Captain Jack should pay me for how much I talk about them. Bye. This is not for the slugs. This is for the teeny little snails and then any insect that might be left over. There was tons of little spiders and probably like little nematodes in there, which is fine. Nematodes aren't always bad, but I don't like them, so. Everyone was like, you should make a video out of this. You guys just want to see me be tortured. Wow, content. Really? This is content? This is like the worst day of my life. Ah! Wait, thumbnail.
Is this worse than when you got those bugs in your hair?
That is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. By far the worst thing that has ever happened to me.
That was terrible.
That was, you were there for that too, right? You got to see
Yeah.
that? Oh my god. You can attest, right? That was definitely the worst thing that's ever happened to anyone ever. Literally, I have experienced more pain than all of you combined. The houseplant expert's coming on back. She's back. I thought about making that a character on my channel, being like, a houseplant expert teaches you how to propagate, or a houseplant expert teaches you about pests, and it's just like the wrong advice. I don't know. I thought it'd be. Let me know in the comment section if you also think that would be funny. Otherwise, I won't do it. At least we know that everything we put back in will be fine. We hope. Oh my god, get out! Here's a funny little anecdote. I started saying heckin' only for this channel because it was like, I need something to say that's not explicit for when I want to curse. And then I started saying it in my normal life.
I know you did. I say it sometimes.
Yeah, no, Natalie says it and a couple of my other friends say it, and it's just heckin'. It's the dumbest curse word ever, but it do be cursed. So now we have to do is we have to take the air layering stuff off of my plant. Are you a root or a slug? It's a root. I think I'm just being paranoid. Bro, it's so weird how much misinformation there is in the plant community. This has only been air layered for less than a month. Can you believe that? This one's already growing back into the soil. Okay guys, so this is what air layering does. It basically makes your plant create a ton of roots. And so then when you have these roots, you can literally just pot your plant up, or you can put it in moss to continue growing, and it will literally make a full new plant. You don't ever have to worry about the cutting dying. This just feels like a whole to-do over nothing, you know? Look at how floppy. They need something to like hold them up. Otherwise, look at that leaf. That's iconic. Wow, it even got bigger than the last one. I really didn't think it would. See, this is what happens when you give your leaves something to grow. They like go from being this to that. So it's bigger than my vase. Cool. And then I'm gonna put it in the terrarium. I'm gonna put the plants in the terrarium, and then that's it. I think we're good. You have beautiful eyes. Oh, you're welcome. So that's why you guys are here. You're like, parasitic plants in your terrarium? That's what people told me. That's why I'm wearing gloves. But apparently you have to like ingest it. So unless I'm eating a slug, which I'm not doing, should be okay. Yeah, a little salt. Yikes. It just sucks. It sucks because it's like, well, there's snails in my terrarium anyways, so like I have to go through everything anyways. But then there's slugs, and slugs are worse for your plants than snails. And I found at least 2, which means there's probably more in the trash that I threw away, which sucks. Everyone's telling me that's what I gotta do. That's what the Department of Ag is telling me. That's what the 2 pest places I called are telling me. So I just had a very nice person tell me that the only way, he studies parasites, and that the only way that worms can replicate inside of people is if they're in your intestines, which means you have to eat them. So I think that we really are okay, but I'm glad we took the safe measures. So apparently semi-slugs are like the slugs that carry the parasites the most, and unless you're dealing with garden slugs or something, you're never really supposed to touch slugs. You can touch them, but you just need to like wash your hands afterwards really, really well, and then not like, you know, put your hands in your mouth or anything. So you should be fine, but I just don't want to take any chances. And it was a semi-slug, we know for sure. So like semi-slugs are the ones that carry it, and even though it's not from Hawaii, like there's still a chance. So we got the rest of this brick of moss, which is what we are going to be using. This is fun to watch, right? Honestly, I don't think we're gonna need to use the rest of this moss like I thought we were. So that's good news, I guess. Pour some heckin' water. Raven, you're so pretty. So as you can see, we got more moss in the terrarium. So now we gotta put everything back in. Fun part is that after we do all of this, I have to like disinfect everything in this room. I'm honestly pretty much throwing away all of the orchids that I bought from that one guy because it's just not worth it, bro. So the only ones I have left are these 2 and then all my other hanging orchids. So now I know for a fact nothing is gonna go wrong in here. We have our saran wrap, and let's get to work. Just really sad, man. This whole thing is really depressing. I am upset. Like, I know I'm gonna get a mean comment that's like, you complained so much in this video, but it's like, bro, I have an infection, I'm fatigued, I'm exhausted. I wasn't planning on doing anything today. I was just gonna recover, and my day turned into this, so Forgive me if I'm a little stressed and a little upsetty spaghetti. I will let you guys know, I had a way more fun video planned for today. I was gonna tell you all about the history of pothos. So, just in case for some reason someone else comes out with that video before me in the next 24 hours, you know that I wanted to do it first. Now the gigas is the final plant we are putting back inside. All right, and here's our last one, the Philodendron gigas. All right, you guys, I think we did it. I'm so tired and hungry. I threw away so many plants. Here's our finished situation. You will notice there are a decent amount of plants missing, and that's because they came from the person who gave me the snails. So I didn't even want to worry about them, so I did toss them, and you can hate me all you want for that. Hit that dislike button, but it's my choice, so. Yeah, it's a lot more empty now. We had no space before, now we have some space, so yeah, but that is actually, thankfully, it for this video. I'm glad that this wasn't worse than it was. I'm glad that the freaking agriculture department didn't have to come out to my house. I'm glad that pest control didn't have to come out to my house. I'm glad that you guys helped me feel more comfortable, because a lot of people were just, I feel like, fear-mongering, and that just kind of like, I don't know, really stressed me out. So thank you so much for watching this video. Sorry it's such a downer, but I'll see you guys in the next video where I talk to you about how cool pothos are and how you've been lied to your whole life about what pothos are. So see you in the next video. I'm gonna go to sleep. Extra thanks to Botanica's, Crazy Chick Vintage, The Planted Cauliflower, Tara Wolfgang, and All the Green Places for the extra channel support. Also, I'm super sad to report that I did find another snail today. It's been 2 days since I changed this out, so I think this is going to be an ongoing process.